This is not a test. Don't expect to be impressed. Put on your life vest. Sit down your armrest. It's time to stray from the grind. Don't take my hand, 'cause you'll find no peace of mind. Side quest.
Hey everyone, and welcome to an Authors and Dragons interlude. It's those not games that we're supposed to do on game night episodes because, well, something has come up. Somebody lost power. Somebody's busy burying a body in the woods. Somebody's drunk. Or somebody's drunk and burying a body in the woods. You know how it is. But either way, we can't do a game. But instead, we're going to hop on and, talk about shit.
I took care of all that shit, and I'm here.
Well, anyway, I'm Rick Gualtieri, and joining me is other Rick Gualtieri, a.k.a. Robert Bevan, Joseph Brassey, John Hartness, and Steve Wetherell.
Hello.
Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello, friends.
Hello, guys.
So,
How's it going?
Ah, God.
I'm a little gassy, but otherwise all right. Chili for lunch will do that to you.
I made tacos tonight I made up a whole thing of taco meat, and I cut up all of the fillings and stuff, only to realize that we had that all of our shells and soft shells had gone completely stale.
So you crunch up a fuck ton of Doritos, throw that shit on it, and call it taco salad?
No fucking chips, unfortunately. So we just ate taco filling.
Jeez.
I mean, it's the paleo version, right? Or the Atkins version?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Tonight we will be having unformed meatloaf.
Just eat your fucking avocados and taco meat, okay? Just shut up. Daddy fucked up, okay?
God, we've done that before, where it's like, hey, we're gonna have tacos tonight, and it's like, hey, we have no taco shells, we have no sour cream, we have no salsa. Okay.
I guess I'm eating meat. Meat!
Did I say tacos? Sloppy Joes.
It's a meat bar.
A meat pie.
Or I guess we'd always be British and make a meat pie.
good, yeah.
If I knew anything about how to make a good crust like that, I'd absolutely do it.
So I will say I do enjoy the occasional shepherd's pie.
Where do you find shepherds, though? I mean, in this day and age?
You gotta have a good butcher.
The Ren Fair that comes, I have a Ren Fair that sets up about 20 minutes from my house every summer. And one of the reasons, we have a sword booth there every year, but the real reason I go is because there's this place that has meat pies, and they are so good.
I don't want to eat from any place that has meat pies unless there's an Angela Lansbury singing worst pies in London. I just know not to get a shave next door.
I sometimes wonder if the Duke of Wellington, how he would feel about the fact that his name is associated with something with the first word beef.
He's got to feel good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd feel good about that. It's like, hey, ladies, I'm the Duke of Wellington. My friends call me Beef.
Who's up for some beef, Steve? Yeah, I'd love it. Ooh, what? Oh, God.
You ladies look like you could use, some beef Wellington, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, this is why it's good we aren't dating.
or good that we're not royalty. So, we have a lot of different directions we could go in today, other than just being aimless. I mean, we could look at some questions that we haven't touched upon. We could talk about current events, because goddamn, the world is fucking burning around us.
I think questions is probably a good place to start. There's no shortage of things our fans want to know.
Well, sure, current events don't look great unless you want to attend Authors and Dragons Con, in which case, current events have never looked better.
Actually, if you follow us anywhere on social media today, you probably saw that we shared a news article talking about a certain Steve Radzinski, who's directing a certain movie that we might have had a part in writing.
Yeah, that's
in Pittsburgh and such.
That's the only news I've consumed today. So current events are looking pretty good.
The only news you need to.
It is the best news out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking we're raising the whole profile of Pittsburgh right there.
Who calls a place Pittsburgh? I'm from England, and even I think it's ridiculous to call a place Pittsburgh. What chance did it have? God, I live near a place called Cotsgrave, and even that's not as depressing as Pittsburgh.
I think the people of Pittsburgh would probably agree. Either that, or they'd beat the shit out of us.
I'm guessing B, because they have this weird. People have this weird love for where they're from. Those people are not from rural South Carolina, because most of us are like, fuck, that place sucked. But yeah, I don't get it.
And here in New Jersey, we kind of have a weird love of like a weird relationship with Pennsylvania. They're like that little brother that we like to beat the shit out of, but nobody else is allowed to beat the shit out of him.
Oh, that's an abusive relationship.
Yeah, we'll kick them when they're down, but nobody else is allowed to kick them.
Isn't that like how most of the country feels about Jersey?
The problem is New Jersey feels like that about New Jersey too. So living in New Jersey is all about this weird form of loathing, because like when you live in New Jersey, you pretty much despise anybody who lives anywhere else, but you also despise other sections of New Jersey. But you kind of also despise yourself for living in New Jersey.
I got the impression that Rick was about to burst into the weirdest musical number there.
When you live in Jersey.
Rick's all about some musical shit. I mean, he's already dropped the Sweeney Todd reference tonight.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, well, what I will say that Pittsburgh definitely has going for it is, they're shooting the Shingles movie out there. Shooting the Shingles. Possibly in May, I believe. We've got all sorts of kind of little rumours that maybe aren't quite out in the public domain yet. Although it has been casted. The 4 main parts have been cast. You can go see that on Facebook if you like. There are real people appearing in this movie. I've been spying on the audition tapes like a creep.
Oh, and my wife saw a picture of the guy playing Jimmy Headshot, and she was like, "Oh, he's kind of cute." And I was like, "No, he's not supposed to be cute."
He's supposed to be a piece of shit, but he's an actor. He'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's a cute piece of shit.
Well, that's good.
That's kind of normal, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, it all works out.
It's so weird to see talented people bringing these awful words to life,
debasing themselves.
I fully expect, at some point in the future, we're going to see somebody accepting the Oscar for Best Actor or Actress, and we're going to know that they were in Shingles, and they're going to completely have fudge that from from the we're essentially going to be their version of Stallone's what's that party at Kitty and Studs or whatever,
or Tom Hanks and Mazes and Monsters.
Oh, God. Oh, that's so depressing.
God. I look forward to being somebody's skeleton, the skeleton in somebody's closet.
That'd be fantastic. If Shingles ends up getting re-released with a big misleading picture of a Hollywood A-lister on it sometime 20 years from now, I'll consider that a victory. As long as we're a thorn in someone's side.
I'll make a fortune.
I am all for riding that gravy train.
And someone becomes utterly famous will be the tabloid recollection that
will be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre free to their Matthew McConaughey career. I'm trying to think what else has been released of the movie so far. I think there's been a picture of the sloppy puppet in circulation. I'm not sure
we've had a picture of the Hello Titty neon sign.
We've had a picture of a lot of dildos. For the movie, not just generally.
Until the camera stops rolling.
The theme tune, I believe, is even mostly done. I don't think that's generally available yet, but some of our Patreon followers may have heard the Shingles theme tune. It's pretty groovy.
Our production staff is already underway and such. I know one of the things they're working on here's your sneak peek. Let's just say dildo chucks.
Nobody wanted that sneak peek, but there, they've got it now. Yeah, it's all trundling along. It's happening.
We haven't gotten any gnomes yet, have we?
I'm not sure. I don't think the gnome's been procured yet.
No, I do not think it has been. I'm wondering if that's going to wind up being kind of a custom piece or not.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what that's going to look like.
Curious and a little horrified.
He used to have a
butthole
butthole for cocaine paste.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm curious to see the mechanics of the shitting gnome. It's the magic of making movies. I'm excited to be a part of it.
What fresh horrors await us?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Why don't we look at some of these some of the questions?
I thought John was going to slide in earlier when I mentioned the con with one of his smooth segues into promotional information.
I think he fell asleep.
You mean like when I pop up and tell people that they should go to authorsanddragons.com and click on the convention link so that they can buy their tickets and reserve their room using the discount code that's right there?
No, that's not what I meant at all.
Oh, well, then what was I supposed to do?
No, I guess I'll do it. Seamless. Smooth.
Like butter.
Again, Authors and Dragons Con in August. If you've been to the last couple, you know what to expect. We had a great time. I look forward to seeing you again. If you haven't been, I'm starting to take that personally. You should probably go.
If you haven't been to A&D Con yet, do you truly know what happiness is?
I'm going to say no.
No. What is happiness?
Does anyone know?
Going to A&D Con.
Oh, right. Yes. That is happiness.
On your quest to define what happiness is, going to A&D Con is going to at least give you some perspective.
Yes.
On something.
Yeah.
You will witness things.
Let no man say he is happy who has not been to A&D Con, as a great philosopher once said.
We want to take a few questions?
Yeah.
We can take some questions. I can casually interrupt you to shield things as we go along.
That sounds like an excellent thing. Well, our friend Zach of All Trades, we're a little late on this one, but whatever. I don't look at calendars. In honor, unless it's the Shingles calendar, which is also available for sale.
Nice. Yes.
In honor of this isn't even. I'm reading this as Shingles Awareness Day. In honor of Singles Awareness Day. What was one of the best, worst Valentine's Day experiences you have ever had?
I don't think we're too late for this one. I think that it's just, off date.
Yeah, it's February. It's still the most romantic / depressing month of the year.
Truth of the matter is, I gotta be honest, I've never really cared too much about Valentine's Day, so I'm just gonna say, probably the best one I've ever had probably involved sex. And probably the worst one I ever had probably involved no sex.
I mean, there's something to be said for honesty.
The worst is all the ones I didn't have a girlfriend.
Aw.
Jeez, I'm trying to think of something from like high school or middle school, because that's where
the real trauma happens.
Yeah. So this is I guess second. I guess this is second degree humiliation, because this did not happen to me. It happened to someone I knew. It was a guy in the theater program in my first high school that I was at, who tried to decorate the green room for his girlfriend for Valentine's Day, and due to something involving heat of lights and the tissue paper, might be able to see where this is going. Some of that shit caught fire.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that she walked in and said, "Wow, this is great. I think I'm going to bone my new boyfriend here later tonight."
No.
Damn, Rick.
No. Just almost a fire emergency.
Rick went for a whole new level of dark.
Well, almost a fire emergency. It's the best kind of fire emergency.
When you said heated lamps and tissue paper, I assumed he was masturbating.
I quote unquote decorated the room for Valentine's Day.
I saved every single time I thought about you.
Nothing says comfortable masturbation like putting your penis near a heat lamp. That's just...
It's cozy.
Yeah, that's just science right there.
Each one of these crusty tissues is a time I thought about you.
That's in my head now.
That's some serial killer shit right there.
Speaking of decorations made out of tissue wads filled with semen, look out for
AnyCon, August
the shingles coming in April.
Oh, it was an advertisement. No, that's brilliant. I should have known.
I'm trying to hit all the keywords.
SEO.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Got to show up in someone's really fucked up search algorithm.
I had a legitimately terrible Valentine's date story, but I'm not sure I've already told it. Back when I was
always tell it again.
I can always tell it again, like an old man just repeating the same stories until our patient listeners put me in a home. Yeah, back when I was with my ex-wife, quite early on in our relationship, we didn't have much money. We kind of hit the town on the off chance we could get into a restaurant somewhere. We didn't get into anywhere nice. And so we were just having a drink together, and this guy just kind of attached himself to us. And he was really friendly, but also really boring and kind of weird. And we sort of made our excuses to get out of the pub where he was. Oh, that was close. And then we found a place that was doing food, so we're like, oh, that's lucky, and we sat down and started to eat. Just as our food arrived, the guy came in, he was like, oh, hey, you guys, and sat down next to us and started talking. I was like, oh, this is terrible. And then he just started sort of eating my girlfriend's food with his fingers while he was talking, like it was nothing. Like he'd known us all his lives. And we just sort of stared at him. And he got really upset and offended with us, like we'd made it awkward.
I don't think you've told this story before. I don't remember this.
Yeah, that's a new one on me because
God,
it doesn't end with you breaking a chair over the guy's head, which surprises me a little.
I'm sad it didn't end with, so we went back to her place and we turned off the lights, and then he stepped out of the closet and said, hey, it's you guys again.
Thankfully, no. Yeah, the guy was obviously, I don't know, either super high or a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic. But nothing bad happened. Well, no, actually, no, that entire situation was bad. It didn't turn out to be a romantic evening.
Not for you, but that guy.
Yeah, it almost sounds like that. I think it was that Douglas Adams story you told about buying a pack of cookies and sitting down on like a train, and the person next to him like started taking cookies from his package, and like they both were sitting there in silence, just angrily like taking cookies from this package until he got up thinking what a rude asshole this guy was, only to realize his package of cookies was still in his jacket pocket.
That's somewhat inspiring. What a patient train passenger. I wonder if this guy is out there somewhere telling the story completely inaccurately. Like, yeah, I bought 2 dinners and these strangers came down and started trying to have a romantic evening. No,
I kept trying to excuse myself because they looked like they wanted to be alone, but they wouldn't let me go.
So I mashed my hand in their dinner. Yeah,
Don't worry, I licked my fingers clean first.
No.
Oh, God, for a few moments there, you lived a Bevan story.
Yeah, not the most romantic of evenings.
I mean, probably not the worst.
No, I mean, it was sort of a funny story, eventually, with perspective.
Time that heals all things, and well, no, time doesn't heal all things. Sometimes it makes things exponentially worse.
And it doesn't do shit for herpes. Just, pointing that out.
It eventually ends in death.
We got there.
Eventually, things become funny, or you die.
No,
Or
eventually things become funny, and you die.
Which may or may not be hilarious, depending on who you are and how you die.
God, now I hope this guy shows up to Steve's funeral and like gives the eulogy. My best friend
shows up at Steve's funeral and just starts mashing his fingers into the grave.
Just sitting there with a plate of buffet food, giving a speech, and everyone's like, "There's no buffet. What the fuck is going on here?"
He's just licking his fingers and then bringing them over Steve's corpse's face.
Well, again, it'll be a funny story for someone eventually.
Stuffing tater tots up his nostrils.
That was a weird noise.
Yeah.
It was somebody shuffling cards.
So sorry, no, I was drinking out of my water bottle. I'll mute when I do that.
It's just weird timing because it sounded like some kind of weird corpse mashing noise.
Just had fava beans and a nice candy.
It's like, what are you doing? Well, it looks like you had a booger up there. Just get it out.
Yeah, so I think that's the only bad Valentine's story I've got. When I was about 15, I remember just completely destroying somebody's perfectly nice gesture because somebody sent me an anonymous Valentine's card. And I thought, oh, that's really nice. And, it's probably not my mum, so it's even nicer. But then I sort of guessed who did it, and then I just sort of interrogated her for ages until she finally admitted she'd sent the card. And I was like, oh, well, it's not nice anymore. I've just ruined this for both of us.
Now, will you please untie me and let me go?
I couldn't let it go. I had to be a prick about it.
Yeah. I mean, if I have way too many clueless teen stories where, like after the fact, it was like, wait a second, I probably could have handled that better.
Oh yeah, that's basically my entire teenhood.
It's most of my adult life too.
Yeah.
Walking away from a conversation thinking, that probably didn't need to be said. Oops.
Not me.
There is a lot to be said for a determined, focused lack of reflection there, Bob.
I was just kidding. Plenty of time.
Yeah, I mean, Bob, you have a level of don't give a shit that I think we all aspire to.
Once again, Shingles movie. Shooting Miss May.
All right, so another question before we lapse into awkward silence.
Too late.
What's something that you think should be canon in a popular work of fiction, but isn't?
Oh, wow.
That Legolas and Gimli are sleeping together. Oh, wait, that is canon. Never mind.
I've got one. I've been thinking about this a lot. In Beauty and the Beast, how that entire castle full of enchanted objects is like suspiciously prepared for an invasion by peasants. And then you think about it, the Beast has been living alone all this time, and nobody noticed that there's a huge hairy dude living in this primo real estate. My headcanon is that shortly after that young boy was transformed into a hideous beast for not letting a stranger into his castle, the people of the village, because normally, like, if there's a castle, there's a nearby village, probably freaked out and went up there with torches and pitchforks, and he and his magical minions murdered every single one of them. And, it was self-defense, so it was justified. And this also explains why he gets so freaked out when the old man comes to his castle and why he has to hostage exchange, because he probably thinks, I can't send this guy back to his village or I'm going to have to murder a lot of people again. And you know what? He wasn't wrong. It happened.
That would probably explain why Chip has that grievous head wound.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him turn back into a normal boy with a bleeding wound on his head.
Hey, we're all normal people. Chip, oh yeah, the mace wound. Oh, sorry, mate.
Well, most of us are human again.
Speaking of the exception, I'll go. I like Sweet Tooth, except in the first episode he was aborted.
Jesus.
I mean, it's a short series, but ultimately creatively more satisfying, I think.
I don't get it. Because I haven't seen Sweet Tooth, so I don't know.
Yeah, it was shit.
Along those lines, I'll say the the 8th season of Game of Thrones done competently.
That fucking night battle scene, but shot so that somebody could fucking see the action.
Oh my god! I remember watching that with the lights on, and I'm like, okay, this sucks. Then I turn the lights off and I'm like, this still sucks.
Yeah.
Did somebody forget to leave the camera cap on?
I think it's a great budget saver. I'm going to remember that for future and write into books. Yeah, it was an epic battle. All sorts of cool shit happened, but, you know, it's pretty dark, so...
Couldn't see anything. Sorry.
Would have been great. Yeah, I would have rewritten that episode where, like, the characters are kind of breaking the fourth wall. It's like, I don't know, did we win? I can't tell.
Man, did you hear that herd of battle elephants? That would have been pretty cool if we could have seen that, but...
The T-Rex was really scary.
Wonderful. If they just skip that whole thing, the sun comes up and they're like, hey, all the bad guys are dead. Awesome on us.
I mean, I guess I would remove something. I would remove the no attachments thing from the Jedi in Star Wars, because I think I always thought it was kind of stupid, and I thought it was handled stupidly.
Yeah. Because all that tells you is that Jedi are running around and they got side chicks all over the galaxy.
That and just it's very obvious that every single Jedi character has constant and continuous attachments to everyone in their lives. That's
kind of
very
the
obvious.
point, isn't it? Like,
I know.
You're
I
connected
guess.
to everything in the universe,
Yeah.
so you're attached to everything. So, but you can't be attached to anything. No, you're right. It's completely stupid the way that they go about it.
Yeah, it's just I understand what they're trying to do, and I think that there are certain pieces of Star Wars that make it work, but they are few and far between, and I think that overall I think it was a bad creative choice.
Yeah, I agree. Because anytime you do that to a character, you're cutting out a big chunk of motivations for that character. Well, why did they do this? Mm-hmm. Can't be because they give a shit about anybody, because they can't give a shit. Yeah, no.
Also, Yoda was 900 years old. You can't tell me there wasn't one sentry there. He was just like going to the strip clubs going, shit on my dick you will, money I will give you.
I don't think that counts as attachment.
It's not the most fulfilling of emotional relationships.
Boobs you will grind in my face. There is no try, there is only do.
I mean, that's kind of the point of the strip club. They're like Jedi.
Point of the strip club is Jedi.
Except it would have been like, it would have been like the aliens from like Jabba's palace with like the two dicks growing out of their heads.
Oh God, yeah, that would be what I'd do.
Show you both my lightsabers, I will.
Oh God, is there another question? Quickly.
Please. Need to move along.
Well, there's a second part to that question. Alternately,
oh fuck.
Alternately, what's something that you think should totally be a thing in real life but isn't?
Legolas and Gimli sleeping oh wait.
Jedi-themed strip clubs.
That's got to be a thing somewhere.
I'm sure it is.
I mean, Rule 34 means that it's on the internet, but...
Well, isn't that just like the opening of Return of the Jedi?
If it was, though, it's probably... can you imagine the mouse tolerating that?
God, I want to see a bouncer with Yoda ears, like, there is no try to pay the cover charge, there is only do.
I think the Star Wars version of a strip club is just that dancing girl who eventually gets fed to a rancor for, I guess, adhering to the club's strict rules. I guess strip clubs in Star Wars are just a lot more brutal, so maybe I don't want to see more of that. Maybe the mouse has a point.
People would mortgage their houses for if that was the part of the nightly show.
Hey kids, to take you to Disney to the Star Wars park, we're gonna watch somebody get eaten alive by a rancor. By the way, kids, did I mention I hate you?
You're either the worst father ever or the coolest.
You're going to stay in the Star Wars suite, and then tomorrow you're going to experience Vor. It'll either awaken something in you or it will destroy something in you. Either way, you'll walk away changed.
That would be awesome if there was, just a Star Wars, like, an adult section of Star Wars where, like, I don't know, the kiddie daycare, you can basically the code for finding somebody to watch your kids is like, so where are your kids? Oh, they're frozen in carbonite.
That'd be handy. I thought you were going to say I fed them to the Rancor, so that's better.
I mean, being able to just randomly freeze people in carbonite and, I suppose, get them back out later would be awfully useful.
Oh fuck! I'd like freeze myself and be like, okay, let's see how things are in 5 years.
Yeah, who the fuck do you trust to thaw your ass?
I mean, surely in America, healthcare, the healthcare system being what it is, it will be done out of goodness of the public good's heart.
If I fully expect 10 years from now, I'm still
surely
I'm still hanging in an A&D con where hey, throw loaded cum socks at at Rick.
Wow.
Just for the record, unless you buy the VIP package, do not throw loaded cum socks at Rick at this year's A&D con. But there are VIP packages available, and we have not yet determined what all of the VIP perks will be, so it's not off the table.
Just did.
I can still cancel my hotel room. Oh God, what have I done? So anyway, something you think should be a thing in real life, but isn't. Moving on.
A thing in real life.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any good answers. I don't know. Flying cars. That's cool.
We could have flying cars whenever we want, but I think we've all just collectively agreed it's a terrible fucking idea.
Yes, the number of flying car deaths will skyrocket on day one.
Well, naturally.
So have you seen someone try to parallel park? A fender bender on the ground, everybody walks away. A fender bender 500 feet in the air, it's a tragedy.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem with most propulsion in the air. It involves blades spinning really, really fast.
Yeah, I mean, you look both ways before you cross the road. I don't want to have to be looking up as well. So there's a whole extra road safety dimension there.
You have to look both ways before you skydive.
No, so presumably they've got to land at some point. So you look left, look right, look up, because holy shit, somebody might just land on me at any point.
Shit, you have to have landing cameras.
That would suck, because nobody ever looks up.
I mean, we get there eventually, but it'd just be more for me to think about, and life's already pretty difficult.
And I mean, that's not even thinking about shit like the extent to which people throw things out their car windows. Yeah, I'm flying by the top of the Empire State Building, going for a nice ride, and I flick my apple core outside the window, and it fucking kills someone.
Smoldering crater.
Spit your gum out the window, 747 crashes.
Well, the good thing is, empty beer cans probably have a pretty low terminal velocity.
I'm pretty sure everything has the same terminal velocity.
Empty beer bottles, on the other hand.
No, yeah, see, that's why you don't drink from bottles and drive.
Don't drink from bottles
in the sky.
God.
Yeah, I mean that's not
why.
It's not even discounting the fact that your drunk driving accidents would involve a car going through a 15th story window.
Okay, now we're moving back into hilarious, away from tragic.
What I'd like to see in real life from the world of fiction is a Stargate. Not for any wondrous exploratory purposes, but just so waste management, basically.
We don't know what's on the other side, but let's heave some trash in there.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even bother finding out. I mean, the instances of life are so rare in the universe.
This is why the Klingons are so fucking angry all the time, because somebody has a Stargate and it's just every time they take a shit, it just dumps on some Klingon's head.
Yeah, just poking their ass in there.
The thing is, the moment that Stargate is active, the timer is running down till someone sticks their dick in it.
Yeah, that's about 3 seconds.
The war of attrition.
I mean, I'd assume more than 3 seconds, because you've probably got to get past security for something that big.
Oh no! Here's the thing: the first scientists who developed that Stargate.
Oh yeah,
they're looking around, going, "It's late at night. I'll put my dick through it."
I mean, I might not even tell anyone. I might just kind of keep it for my own personal waste disposal, because it would be cool.
What if they put their dick in a fly fluid at the same time?
Oh, now we're...
I am Brundlefly Dick.
Help me!
Then you'd end up with Jeff Goldblum's dick.
No, then you'd end up with your dick with Jeff Goldblum's face.
Yeah, your dick just turns into Jeff Goldblum.
That would probably improve my chances at bars.
I don't know. I think that's a hell of an opener, John, in a bar.
You wake you
You drop your pants and they just hear, life finds a way.
you wake up and your dick is puking on some guy's legs, like dissolving it.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Goldblum, a charming man, but not so much by the third act of The Fly.
Yeah, you put your dick through and it falls off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure how the can you just stand in a Stargate and like waggle your dick for it? And somebody in ancient Egypt's like, well, I suppose this is a religious experience.
I gotta say that right there could be you can make a game show out of that. Can you survive ultimate glory hole?
Well, if I remember clearly from the Stargate movie and TV series, when you step through the gate, you don't immediately step out the other side. You go on this weird, freakish roller coaster through space. So I don't know if that'd mean your dick got stretched out and went past several stars.
Oh, don't say that, because people be using it from day one.
Yeah.
It's do you want to impress the ladies? And stick your dick in this Stargate.
Hey, ladies, my dick's been to interstellar space.
It's 7 light years long.
People be trying to stand sideways and slide their dick in that way to get more girth.
My dick did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So I will say, I mean, I could do the obvious thing and say I don't know, socialized medicine in the U.S. But I'm gonna go
Ridiculous science fiction.
I'm gonna go in the vein similar to what Steve said and say that I think that travel by teleportation would be pretty cool.
Solve a lot of problems. I like the idea of wormholes as well, in that you could just you could put one at the bottom of the ocean and put one somewhere else, and you've got instant hydroelectric potential.
Yeah, but the teleportation is it's weird, because that just becomes an existential nightmare, because I teleport to work every day, but I'm then you're lying there at night staring at the ceiling going, well, what if the original me has been dead for 6 years and I'm just the millionth clone that's been created, and tomorrow I die?
You're the office drone of Theseus.
It does depend on whether you subscribe to that theory that when you teleport you're killed and reassembled alive on the other side. If it's actually a new you that's made.
That's why I prefer wormhole. Step through, step out. None of this cosmic disintegration malarkey.
Yeah.
I mean, do we have to reassemble them? Because there's a whole lot of people that I could stand to have cosmically disintegrated.
We created the teleporter thinking that we had a method of instant transportation, but it turns out we've just figured out a really efficient way to execute people.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that now. You can just tell them you transport them. I mean, you are transporting them somewhere, but that destination is oblivion.
Yeah, and there's bound to be
shoot them.
Power spikes and horrible things happen where once again you step out and you're once again you look down and your dick is help me.
Oh no, my dick is Jeff Goldblum again.
The whole theme of this episode is all of a sudden, I am Jeff Goldblum's dick.
It's a sci-fi classic in the making here.
Jeff Goldblum looks down and his dick's hi, I'm John Hardness.
Quantum chicanery.
And then Jeff Goldblum screams.
That would be the end shot of the of this rejected episode of The Twilight Zone.
It's just the writer's room just looks at you and goes we told you to give us an episode about body horror and you just gave us 30 minutes of...
You gave us the exact same pitch you gave us every other time you come in here.
I want to stick human faces on dicks.
God, I just want to do that. Walk into a studio. Okay, so my pitch is Stargate with dicks. Get thrown up the next day. No. Star Trek teleporters with dicks.
How does he keep getting in here?
The Fly, but it's dicks. He says he's being dragged out by security.
I think you just described every pitch meeting any of us ever end up in. And we still managed to get a movie made. Or started.
Well, okay. Let's not say all of us. Let's say some of us, because as funny as it is, I can't imagine like Joe going in there and being like, okay, so my idea for the Mongoliad involves a lot of dicks.
More like the Dongoliad.
Hear me out, Annie.
I don't know where Bob's going with this, and I don't want to
speculate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon I know where he's going, but
yeah, the dog will come up tomorrow.
Oh, fucking hell!
There we go.
There it is.
Jesus Christ!
It's a hard cock life for us. It's a hard cock.
Joe,
It's hard.
you made a shingles joke.
Now we gotta give you a goddamn.
It's a hard cock life for us.
Oh wow!
Jesus, fuck.
Somebody write that down.
Oh, somebody make that into a ringtone.
Okay, that might work. That I might go for.
I gotta find another question here.
Yeah, 'cause otherwise
I
I'll
mean,
keep
we can
singing.
just let Joe sing.
It's great because you don't have to change the next few words.
You're never fully dressed without clothes.
I mean, the whole movie doesn't have to change. It just has to be this one really uncomfortable musical number these orphan kids do.
Wow. Just wow.
Next question.
Aaron Tiggy asks, do shifters have sex in their human or animal forms?
Yes.
Yeah, really, that's the answer.
I mean, I guess the better question is, do they have sex while shifting?
According to the Howling, yes.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, this has all been documented.
I mean, I guess at that point you're gonna figure out whether the shifting is something that takes thought or it just happens.
Mm.
I assume it's kind of like getting a boner. I mean, it just happens, but eventually as you get older, it takes a bit more thought.
You know how, like, when a werewolf dies, it turns back into a human? I think the same thing happens when you blow your load.
Yeah, that's true.
That's got to be like weird change in like imagine if like two horse shifters are doing it in human form and then they decide to change. That's just gonna be weird.
Someone
Fucking
could
hope
die.
they both change at the same time.
Yeah, if they're not on the same page, somebody's getting kicked for a wall.
Yeah, the one on the receiving end is in trouble.
Yeah, it's that whole fan theory about Ant-Man climbing up Thanos' butt and going back to full size.
Except with horsecock.
Yes. I mean, I guess Scott Lang's been described as work.
You know he's taking one of those blue discs and like look down and be like, if I just rub it in the right place.
I can see that going really wrong in an amusing way. I'm going to put that on my things that I'd like to see in the real world from the fictional universe list.
Trying to explain to you, like the cops why your girlfriend just exploded.
I'm going back to the mental image of elder werewolves having to take Viagra in order to change during the full moon.
It's inevitable. I mean, the werewolf metaphor has always been about dicks. So this shifter question is irrelevant. It's like, oh, at which stage of this dick metaphor do dicks happen? It was dicks all the way down.
Yeah.
I don't need anything but dick.
Wow.
I think we missed an opportunity to make this Shingles movie a musical. Something to think about.
Anyway, here's a fun one. Our friend Earth Skater asks, what other culture or time period would you want to see as a Renaissance type fair?
Oh man.
Was it Edo period of Japanese history? Towards the end, when the samurais are all dying and everyone's miserable. I always like that. I could go around being a miserable drunk samurai, refusing to accept that my time has ended.
I think you just described middle age.
Yeah, except I get to wear a cool sword and comfortable clothing. Oh no, I'm already doing it.
Let's see. Oh god, I keep thinking of time periods, and I think, oh no, that's awful.
All time periods are awful. I'm gonna say like an Egyptian fair would be kind of cool, but then you're how everybody's showing up dressed as like a pharaoh or Cleopatra or something, when the reality is you should be wearing loincloths and dragging stones up a pyramid.
Just imagine you just turn up at a Ren fair and just spend the entire day getting beaten with a stick. You don't even have a choice on it. You're like, oh yeah, we're gonna reenact the magic of, and somebody's just like, you just beat, and you just stay your entire day getting whipped and told what to do. You're like, right. Well, I suppose this is period appropriate.
Then you have if you really wanted to make it a realistic Ren fair, you could have a bunch of flagellants where people roam from fair to fair, just whipping themselves and screaming and.
I mean, they're getting ahead of the game.
Demanding piety from everyone else while they whip themselves and scream.
I mean, it's not a Ren fair unless I turn up, eat something, and die of dysentery.
Yeah, it would probably be
which may or may not also happen at Authors and Dragons Con in Charlotte in August of this year.
Now, you know what? I think the most depressing Ren fair would be the Puritan Ren fair.
Oh God,
I got that one beat.
Go on.
All right.
Oh,
no,
all right.
no, he don't have to do it.
No, I was going to anyway. Well, like 18th century Africa, you have just to watch all the white people have to decide: am I going to go in blackface or am I going to be a slave trader?
Oh God! God!
I mean,
damn it! Oh,
yeah, you're right. There's no way that some small hick town. Like, yeah, we've done a Ren fair and we've picked the worst possible option. There is no way to attend this Ren fair that isn't instantly going to make everybody really upset, justifiably so.
That's what I want to see.
So basically, you want to ruin everyone's day.
Not mine.
Going back to the Puritan thing, we sort of have that. We have Plymouth Plantation in Massachusetts.
Oh, that could be great.
You can go, and if you behave a certain way at Plymouth Plantation, you can get Puritan actors to yell at you.
Oh man, I can get that at home.
I mean, I'll yell at people for nothing.
We took Bevan to Warwick Castle and his family, and then we went on a little dungeon tour, and I had to watch his children be explained to about how sometimes they might just put a hook into someone's anus and hang them there until they die. And I'm like, oh, right.
They had fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was educational, but I guess that's the dark side of Ren Fair. You take all the "How be merry, fair traveller, have some mead." It's like, no, it's like, you piss me off, I'm going to put a hook in your ass until you die. It's the dark side of Ren Fairs. And I think it goes for pretty much every historical period.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, pretty much, I think we can, for the most part, agree that human beings from the dawn of time have just been awful.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, the only kind of Ren Fair that works, and this is why I used to like weekend rock festivals, would just be a pre-civilization one. It's like where you just turn up in a field and just sit around a fire getting drunk and finding food wherever you can. I guess that might be the least depressing Ren Fair experience. As soon as you bring civilization into that shit, it gets to be a bit of a lottery.
My second choice was a utopian future.
A Renaissance future fair.
I don't know what's more ridiculous, Bevan. The fact that you think there's going to be a utopian future, or the fact that you think there's going to be a future.
Isn't that called a Star Trek convention?
Yeah, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. That's
it depends which Star Trek you watch.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Because Discovery is depressing as fuck most of the time.
Well, yeah, you need a specifically a next generation Star Trek convention. I think is possibly the only Ren Fair without massively depressing potential.
Mm. Yeah, like it still had the fun of like the Kirk era Star Trek, but without a lot of the problems of that era.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, turning up to a Kirk era Renaissance fair is great, providing you're not a woman. Then it's just a lot of William Shatner hitting on you, which, you know, you gotta be in the mood for that, I guess.
I don't think anyone's in the mood for William Shatner hitting on them these days.
If you just walk in, you have 50 guys walking up, it's like, I just want to hit that green booty.
I'm not even wearing green.
Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, oh, why did I come to this convention dressed as a green space princess? I should have known this was going to happen. This is the worst time to wear this outfit to the William Shatner convention.
Or depending on who you are, maybe it's the best time to wear it. I don't know.
Again, it's a niche market.
All right, what's next?
I would preface before I say that this one is back from around Christmas time, because if I say it without context. But Paladin Steve asks, what's your favorite stocking stuffer to give or receive?
Yeah, good call with the context there, bud.
Yeah.
That one had disaster written all over it otherwise.
Still dick.
I know that he said still, but it sounded like steel dick for a second.
I mean, that's also a good answer.
Like, dang, that's hardcore.
Brussels sprouts are kind of a Christmas Day tradition in dinner, despite the fact that a lot of people don't like them.
Wait, what?
Huh?
No, this is true. In Britain, everybody's like, well, you have to have Brussels sprouts for Christmas dinner, even though a lot of people think they taste like earwax. But we got round this recently by getting novelty bags of chocolate balls that are wrapped in paper that makes them look like Brussels sprouts. Well, that's neat. We can adhere to the tradition without having to force my children to eat something that tastes like earwax. So
I like Brussels sprouts.
I like Brussels sprouts.
Not necessarily out of a stocking.
You don't put a Brussels sprout in the stocking.
Well, then you fucked up the answer to this question,
No,
didn't
because you put the chocolate Brussels sprouts in the stuffing. You're like, hey kids, I put Brussels sprouts in your stuffing. No, I didn't. I'm not a psychopath. They're chocolate.
Oh God, I imagine some old British nanny just, like scream at her like grandkids, like, be sure to eat your stuffing sprouts.
They're probably
your
like
stockings.
That's what I used to do. You open the stocking, it's just a bunch of raw vegetables. Like, get chopping, kids, if you want to eat.
You know what I got you for Christmas? Protestant work ethic. The magic of the season.
That's even worse if you think about, like, before, like, you know, Christmas stockings were actually a commodity. People were just using probably their plain oat socks. So somebody had Brussels sprouts stuffed into their cum sock.
It's all getting boiled. It's fine.
Just throw it in there. Too. Sock it all.
The cocks of people from Brussels are referred to as Brussels sprouts.
Well, they are now.
Damn.
With apologies to everyone from Brussels.
No.
I'm sure you have very nice cocks.
Let us know in the chat as you like and subscribe.
I'm sure you do. I've been on the internet.
Favorite stocking stuffer, actually, this is, non-filthy. We have, the last couple of years, been putting hot chocolate bombs in stockings, and those are basically, it's a shell of chocolate with the usual stuff you put in hot chocolate, like marshmallows and stuff inside. You heat up some milk, you put the hot chocolate bomb in the cup, and you pour the hot milk over it, and it turns into delicious hot chocolate. It does not explode.
Oh no, my wife made those
very disappointed
2 years ago.
That sounds good.
Yeah, they're really nice.
See, even better is when you tell you no. I'm not a horrible person.
Yes.
I was going to say when you tell them it's hot chocolate bombs, but they're actually bath bombs.
You tell them it's hot chocolate bombs, but it's actually just a piece of shit I put in this.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you tell them it's hot chocolate bombs, but you've actually stuck a firecracker in a cup.
It's an IED.
Merry Christmas.
Just stick that Brussels sprout in hot water. I'm sure it'll be fine.
We call this Veggie Juice. It's like really inexpensive V8. You just drop a vegetable in a cup of warm water.
I thought that's what you end up with if people from Brussels masturbate. Veggie juice.
Again, let us know in the comments.
Like and subscribe.
I quite like the idea of a sort of condensed single shot hot chocolate thing. It sounds like the way Batman would make hot chocolate.
Yeah, no, it's they're really nice.
Oh no, Batman wouldn't have nice hot chocolate. His would be bitter and depressing as he remembers his dead parents on Christmas Day.
Extra dark. No, his would have pictures of his dead parents in as he puts in the hot water and watches it dissolve.
He's like, Merry Christmas, Alfred. Make me hot chocolate. It makes me cry again.
Jesus.
Why is my hot chocolate named Martha?
Merry Christmas, Alfred. Give me hot chocolate. I need to go out and beat up disabled people. I mean, that's what he does. He's going to go out and beat the shit out of the mentally disabled. That's Batman.
Well, someone has to do it, Chuck.
Jesus.
And I mean, let's be honest. If you're as rich as Batman, you're getting away with it.
Yup.
And isn't that what it's all about? Getting rich enough to just get away with war crimes.
Isn't that what Christmas is all about? When you get right down to it.
The magic of Christmas is. I watched the trailer for the Batman, and I was like, wow, Robert Pattinson looks even more sociopathic than Christian Bale.
Yeah,
that's an
accomplishment.
That's a high fucking bar.
Yeah, I think as we as a society, evolve, and we see, the billionaires around us, we realize that, Batman's less of a hero, and
yeah, we I do think they're probably making a sensible choice in the fact that apparently his Bruce Wayne is going to be like a deeply fucked up, unstable, asocial goth man.
Well, that was always the case. I think anyone who's over the age of 13 who reads a Batman comic and goes, you know what, that's a healthy outlet for grief, is, it's probably not the author's fault.
They need a Batman where where Bruce Wayne shares his his New Year's pick, and it's basically just him dressed as Jeff Bezos from this past year with his shitty ass shirt and whatever, some big boobed broad hanging off his
God.
That was just the worst picture. And then think that the next day he's dressed as a bat beating up poor people.
Oh God.
That's the image of Batman that I hate to say it, we don't want, but we probably kind of need right now.
Starting to think that maybe you guys just don't like comic books, because that's the one I want to read. Hooray! Adolescent wish fulfillment. All right, okay. I have to look like Jeff Bezos.
I mean, I enjoy a Batman story as much as anyone else does.
This has ruined the fantasy for me.
Well, I mean, at least Batman's rich. I mean, poor Peter Parker is it's he's just this poor schmuck from out of high school, and yeah, he's got great powers, and the world just constantly is taking a runny shit on top of his head.
Yeah, that is fun. I have amazing powers, but I live with my gran basically, and she's constantly making me feel guilty. Yeah, I think I prefer the Batman fantasy, really.
Merry Christmas, Peter. I got you Protestant work ethic.
Now eat your Brussels sprouts, Peter. It's all we can afford.
Yeah, be thankful I'm not getting you Catholic work ethic, otherwise you'd be sharing this with 15 brothers. Anyway, that's why socio-political context shouldn't always be the highlight of your comic book adventure.
No. This is why this is why there needs to be a divide between fantasy and reality.
Because it just gets depressing very quickly.
Yeah. I mean, we all. I think all of us get shit about that from time to time. It's it wouldn't really work that way in real life. Yeah, that's why it's called fiction.
If you want the real world, go outside. I mean, I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying
get harsh.
Yeah.
All right. Oof. Yeah.
All right. We need to end on a high note here.
All right.
Cool. Who's coming on? Oh, you were counting on us to end on it. Yeah.
No.
Oopsie.
Here's a nice, kind, question. Also from Paladin Steve.
Let's see if we can fuck it up.
Oh boy.
Do you give presents to your pets?
Same answer, dick.
Don't let Bevan around your pets.
Jesus.
The cat's only truly... You can tell my cat's truly happy when she starts psychotically growling at you. So, give her a bit of, like, freshly made turkey on the bone. She thinks she's killed something mighty and worthwhile. She hasn't. She's a lazy piece of shit. And she's sitting there growling like, don't you dare try and take my fucking turkey leg away from me. So I gave it to you. Merry Christmas, you fucking ingrate. And that's sort of a Christmas tradition.
Well, in my case, Bob's actually not too far off because I have two.
Whoa! I was kidding.
No. Oh, let me add context.
No, end the podcast. Bye.
I swear to God, you better not cut off this recording right here.
Please.
We give them we usually give them bully sticks. My dogs, and bully sticks are basically dried cow dick.
I was going to say, you sound like you're just making up a British euphemism for penis. Gotta give a bit of the old bully stick.
No, I swear to God, you can go into most pet stores. You can go into Costco and you can buy these things, and they list the ingredient as bull pizzle on the thing. But yes, those bully sticks are essentially.
Who wrote that? Snoop Dogg.
So yes, for Christmas, our dogs usually get a big, solid, sometimes several bull dicks.
They get the bull pizzle for shizzle.
Suck on some cow dick, dog.
Sounds tasty, I'm not going to lie.
Wait, what?
Huh?
I bet that's tasty. Have you ever tried one, Rick?
No.
I mean,
eat British cuisine for 40 years and then see what you have to say about that, pal.
Yeah. I mean, gas station jerky. What kind of meat is it? I'm going to suggest that it's probably worse than dick, but it tastes good.
Yeah, we're never discussing that because I don't want to be thinking about what my gas station beef jerky is made out of.
This is why I don't mind the kind of like the lean towards impossible meat substitutes. It's like a lot of the meat I enjoyed, I'm not even sure if it was from a recognizable animal in the first place. So
yeah, see, I'm the opposite. This impossible bullshit is why I don't mind if I'm eating lips and assholes in my hot dogs. At least I know what it is.
Oh, you know when they finally get around to like cloning chopped meat and stuff for like burgers and steaks, and somebody there is like 10 years after the fact, the scientists come clean. And it's like they've all been dicks. You've been eating nothing but dicks the last decade.
You raise a good point, Rick, because they can 3D print beef now. Somebody just like 3D printed Wagyu beef. I'm thinking, if we get into some sort of situation where all we've got is 3D printed prime cut meat, eventually, like, future generations are going to go, I yearn for the lips and assholes of simpler times. And we're going to 3D synthesize bull dick, I guess. That's my vision of the future. I like to think it's an optimistic one. 3D printed bull dick.
Well, on that note, it's probably time for us to sign off, having offered that wonderful vision of the future, where everything.
There's our high note.
I mean, we're just not getting any better than that.
The bull dick will come up tomorrow. All right, everyone.
It's a hard cock life for us. It's a hard cock life for us.
Instead of kisses, we get bull dick.
All right, everyone. We'll be back. We'll be back in 2 weeks with hopefully a game, so you don't have to listen to another one of these for a while. Until next time, bye.
Bye.
Bye, friends.